Sorry,
Uh,
sorry, I'm late.
don't worry about it. You're the only one who showed up tonight. Don't worry.
Oh,
I
oh shit, where's everybody?
have no idea. I don't know. I think Luke is still working nights. I didn't hear from Bo or Dorian, and I know Lee went back to the doctor. I don't know, he had to go for a CAT scan for his heart. He's always in the doctor's office. He's a fucking mess.
What's wrong with his heart?
I don't know. I didn't ask. And after some time, you kind of you kind of stop asking. First, it was his eye and his lungs and his blood clots and you know,
Uh,
but I don't know. I said, hope everything goes well.
I thought he went for a proctology exam.
Soon,
You never be
soon,
too
I'm
sure
sure.
about those.
I'm pretty sure soon. I was just when I was waiting for you, I just completely emptied out my fish tank. I have a 75-gallon
Um,
fish tank,
did
and
he go?
I was talking to you. The last fish died.
Did he finally go? He finally went.
Oh yeah, he croaked. He went out. He went out like a champ though. He was swimming upside down. He was like really trying to hang on. So I'm just gonna start all over and I don't know, I'll get like I'll probably get an Oscar, maybe a catfish.
Really?
Yeah. Um nothing crazy because the things with like Oscars and cichlids and like the fish I had, Severums and Jack Dempsey, they fight each other. They'll fight each other till they die.
Really?
Yeah. So I'll get one of those fish, and then what'll happen is like I'll fucking they don't like bother catfish or any of those low floating sucking fish. They don't bother them. And then
Bottom feeder?
yeah, the bottom fish they don't really bother them. And then I'll get a couple of other fish that just aren't like aggressive because if they're not aggressive, they don't go after them. But anyway, did you watch the Detroit Pro? Did you see the results or anything?
I saw a couple of clips from it. Bonac looked good, dude. He
Bonac
was
looked
darn good.
phenomenal. He looked
Dude,
fucking
it was probably the best he's looked.
in a long time.
Yeah, in a while.
Yeah. So
And
did Sasan look great too.
yeah, I don't think it was as close as people
No,
were talking
Bonac
about.
was the clear winner as far as I
Yeah,
was
I
concerned.
thought he. And what was that? The did an overall with the classic guy in him.
Yeah, well, Fuad tried to like make the audience and the people watching live stream, give them what they want. He did a good job. He had the black background, and so you were able to see. He had good lighting, so you were able to see the athletes great.
Right.
Um, and then he had guest posing at Samson Dowdy, had Martin Fitzwater. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
And then
Martin
he
looked good.
Martin looked fucking good. Yeah. And then he had at the end, he had what was the guy named Greco or something like that? The classic physique winner. The classic
Yeah,
physique
yeah.
and he had like a pose down. And then it was like they named him like champ of Detroit or something like that. But it didn't like affect the results of the show or anything like that. But I thought it was
Right.
cool. I thought it was pretty cool. He really did a good job. The live stream was free. You didn't have to pay for it.
Oh, was it? I didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
he did an excellent job.
Right.
And but the thing is, it was a two-man race. After Bonac and Sasan, like it kind of fell off. Like Hollingshead was better than he was at the Arnold Classic, but he was a distant third.
Yeah, he was.
I had this discussion with Lee on Monday, and of course he disagreed because he's good friends with James. But I was like, dude, it is what it is. I gotta. I'm not gonna like not give my authentic opinion.
Right.
He was a distant third. Everybody else, it was a two-man race. Everybody else was off in the sunset somewhere,
Right.
and you knew it as soon as they came out. You knew it as soon as that was it. That guy Rodney, he looked good, but he was, just like I said, he was just too tall and lanky when you put him up against guys like Bonac and Sasan and Hollingshead and so on and so forth, right? Because he's like 6'1", 6'2", or something like that. He's a big guy, but it's hard to fill out that frame. He doesn't have those legs like the other guys do.
Yeah, when he's
Oh,
by himself, when he's standing by himself, he looks good. But you
yeah,
put him next
right,
to a fat guy, 5'8", 5'9",
right.
even 5'10", dude. It's gonna
Yeah. So,
feel okay.
but all in all, that was a good show, and
Yeah.
great promoting by Fuad. The next show is the Arnold Classic in Brazil, and that is turning out to be a fucking disaster.
Well, that and FIBO too, right?
Well, FIBO, you got guys going in,
Right.
but FIBO, I think, is like 3 weeks away. But this weekend is the Arnold Classic Brazil, and the only
What?
person that you know is Good Vito. Everybody else, I have no fucking clue who they are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's no big names whatsoever. I pulled the let me see. Yeah, I don't know any of these guys, man. Above my Carlo lost you there. Marcello, Pedro, De Cruz,
Right.
Cadiano, Foscarini, and there's only one guy that's not from Brazil. There's one guy from Paraguay, Edu Rodriguez, David
Really?
Silva. Yeah, I don't know any of these guys. So Good Vito is
Yeah.
probably gonna run away with it.
Right.
And there's four, there's 8 guys in the open.
That's it?
And that's it. There's just 8 guys, 8 guys in the open. FIBO has turned out to be pretty good in Germany because I think Sasan decided he's jumping in that one and he's going against Sergio. Sergio looks fucking good. I don't know if you saw the updates today.
No, I haven't seen it.
I'll pull him up. He looks fucking good, dude. Let's see. Uh, where is I think he has 3 weeks left, but his legs look amazing. Can you see that?
Yeah.
His legs look, looks like he's, and then this was yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good shot.
And he looks like he's right where he's supposed to be, man. If he's 3 weeks out, that he looks 3 weeks out. He looks like he dropped some water and he's ready to go, you know.
Yeah.
He looks like he means business.
What's your way, you know?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I know he's a bigger dude. I think he's around 300 on the off season.
No.
I, I think so. I'm pretty sure. If anybody knows, just put it in the description, comment
Right.
section rather, the comment section.
What does he weigh here? Do you know?
I honestly don't know. Let me see if I could see anything. Uh, does not say.
You post any weight?
Yeah, it doesn't say. Let's see. This was 2 days ago. Yeah, no, it's not saying how much he weighs. I'm really not too sure. But he looks fucking good, dude.
Yeah, dude, he does.
I hope he wins. I really want to see him back on that Olympia stage. But that guy Sasan is no joke either, man.
What's that shot of him in the bottom left? Him like kind of bending over right there.
This one, I guess
Yeah,
he's I guess he's showing off his glutes
and it's vacuum. Yeah, that's
and
a
yeah.
that's
He
good
looks like
pose.
this was 3 days ago. Oh, Boss of Outlaw is training him. Is
He looks,
is everybody being trained by Boss of Outlaw now? Like everybody, like
I don't even know who that is.
this guy, Boss of Outlaw. He picked up all of Matt Jensen's guys after Matt Jensen dumped him.
No
But
shit.
literally, Sean
Where's he from?
Clarita.
Where's he from?
Not sure. Let's see. Sean Clarita. Um, it's not really saying. James Hollingshead, Sergio. Now he's got
That's him with the glasses?
Regan. Yeah, looks like the
Hey,
main.
Regan? Regan dumped Milos?
I guess so.
Huh.
Yeah, this is him. He looks like the mad scientist. Um, yeah, they all. I think I want to say uh John De La Rosa too,
Really? Okay.
if I'm right. Well, there he is with Sergio. There he is
Sean.
with Sean. There he is with Hollingshead. Who else? There's Regan.
He's got a pretty good
I,
resume there.
yeah, I don't know why they all jump. Derek was the only one that was like, all right, I'm gonna go with Aceto.
Right.
But all these guys, they just literally jump. Oh, he's with Martin too. Look,
No shit.
yeah, Why do these guys do that? Why do these guys jump on the latest, hottest, fucking bodybuilder?
Trendy,
When,
dude. The trendy, cool thing to do.
yeah, and why wouldn't you go with somebody? I'm not saying that he doesn't know what he's doing. He clearly knows what he's doing, but why wouldn't you go with somebody that has been in the game for, like, a guy like Aceto forever?
Well,
Chad Nichols.
how new is this guy?
What?
How new is this guy?
Well, I've only heard of him. Like last year, I started hearing of him. You know,
Okay, right.
I I don't know. I don't think he's from the States. I know he's from Europe or something like that. Is this Germany? Is this German? That's what it looks like. I
Yeah,
don't
dude,
know.
look, German or
Robin, yeah, I think
Belgium.
oh yeah, maybe Austrian. I don't fucking know. One of those goddamn countries. But yeah, for some reason, all these guys they jump on the bandwagon. Man, it was Matt Jensen. Then Matt Jensen sucks. We all get rid of Matt Jensen, and then we all go to Boss of Outlaw. Like there's a
Right.
there's a meeting of the bodybuilders that say, okay, this is what we do. Like I don't understand that. If I was like, look, if I'm if I come to your house and you need an electrician, right? And I come to your house and you go, how long have you been doing this? And I go, 2 years, whatever, right? And then I give you a price, and then the next guy comes, and he's got his truck. He's got his sign on the back of his truck, he's contracting, and you ask him how long he's been doing this, and he goes 30 years. And the guy comes in and he's in the 60s, and you tell him what he wants to do, and he's absorbing it like he's done it, 14 million times. Uh, who are you gonna? I mean, to me, it's just fucking common sense. You're gonna go with the guy that's been doing it 30 years. I don't
Right.
understand why these guys jump on the
Because
hot.
the other guy was on TikTok.
Oh yeah, yeah, right, right. I don't fucking get. I don't
Yeah.
understand. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
What are you
Anyway,
gonna do? What are you gonna do?
did you see that the whole Tim Wilkins thing?
No.
Okay, so Tim Wilkins is the host with Chris Cormier on
Oh, and they were talking about
Sam Sulek.
right.
Right, so we shit all over Sam Sulek, said that he was garbage for the sport and he's garbage as an influencer. And then he put out an apology,
Did he? I didn't see that.
but he didn't apologize.
Oh.
He you
Well,
know,
good for him.
it was really strange because
Did
he
you see
put,
everybody jump on the bandwagon, like shitting on him? Like, how dare you?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
How
yeah,
dare you insult Sam Sulek or
yeah. Oh
Sulek?
yeah, you don't touch Sam Sulek. He's like, now I talked about
Fucking
Lee.
opinion. Who gives a
I
shit? Like,
I talked to.
this cancel culture between people
Oh yeah.
who talk shit about the cancel cultures.
Yeah, right, right, right. I had Leon, we were talking about it. This was Monday. Oh no, or whatever, over the weekend. And I said I was a Sam Sulek critic, because before he competed, because he looked like he didn't know what he was doing. He was eating like crap, training like crap, and I was his worst critic. But then when he competed and he turned pro, I made a video that said Sam Sulek made me eat my words.
Right.
And I said, he put his money where his mouth is, and he proved me and everybody else that doubted him wrong.
Right.
What do you want to say? Whatever you want to say that he did in classic or there wasn't much competition. He doesn't know the competition that's showing up. He entered a show, he won a classic overall, then he went into the Arnold, the amateur, won the classic overall, got his pro card. So after that, I was like, all right, he proved me wrong. That was it. Okay. But this guy comes out and he says you're a shit for bodybuilding, and you're garbage for bodybuilding, you're garbage as an influencer. And you're right, if that's your opinion, but he takes a lot of heat from it. So okay, so the guy decides that he wants to apologize. Okay, but it's the weakest apology I've ever saw in my life because he never apologized.
Right.
He just said, I watched it before we got on. He said that he was rude and unprofessional. He never apologized to Sam Sulek. He never said, I retract what I say about him. He just said that he was rude and unprofessional. And then he went into how he's seen young guys have heart attacks, young guys. pass away and young guys are in the hospital and so on and so forth. And he doesn't like the idea of influencers that give poor advice and so on and so forth. And he was trying to make it seem like it was coming from that angle, but he never apologized. He never said, so Sam Sulek, I apologize for what I said and I want to retract what I said. He never said that. So I don't, I don't get it. I don't understand.
Maybe his apology was him saying he's unprofessional, and that maybe he's not retracting what he says. He obviously still believes it, and he voiced his opinion.
Yeah.
And his apology was, "Hey, look, I voiced my opinion. If you don't like it, then I'm sorry if you feel like I'm being unprofessional." But
Yeah, but if that's you got to watch it because if that's what he said, I would respect him. But he literally said I was rude and I was unprofessional
okay.
and
Yeah, it's an
and
apology.
what'd you say?
It's an apology.
To me, that's like a backhanded apology. It's like to me, an apology would be like, um, I shouldn't have said that for Sam to Sam Sulek. To Sam, I apologize. I retract my statement. That to me, that's an
Well,
apology.
well, maybe he doesn't want to retract his statement. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
maybe the
Exactly.
whole thing is people have fuck your opinion. Who are you? Sam's this, and okay, maybe that was unprofessional. Maybe it was rude, but I think the kid's gonna die, or I think whatever
Yeah.
he said,
No,
like
if he said
taking
that,
it away.
I would be like, yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like, hey, look,
That's
excuse me, lady, I'm sorry.
yeah,
That you're offended that I said you're ugly. I'm sorry
right.
you're offended that I say you're overweight. But you are ugly and you are overweight. And I said it, and I'm sorry if that's unprofessional.
Yeah. He just,
It's kind of what
I wish he
kind
would
of
have
what
said
it is.
that. He would have had me as a fan if he would have said that. Like if he would have said something like that, I would have been like, oh, this guy's fucking great. Like, because
Right.
but when you go back and it's on Nick Strength and Power covered it,
Yeah.
it just looked like he was dancing around the idea of apologizing instead of saying either that or, hey Sam, I shouldn't have said that. I was wrong for saying it. But
Well, how
whatever.
many views did that get?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what he was going for,
That's all it is. That's all any of it is. Even the
'Cause-
people that came out sticking up for Sam, like, dude, why are you putting a post out about it?
yeah.
Call the fucking guy up and say, dude, I'm friends with Sam. What you said was shitty. You're an asshole. I hope I don't run into you.
Or how?
Everybody's gonna put this shit out there
Yeah. Oh yeah.
because they want you to click onto it. It's
Yeah.
like they're
How about
insulting this guy
yeah.
for doing what he did, yet they're doing the same shit on their own platform.
Right. And of course Lee had choice words for him. He didn't like the idea that he shit on Sam Sulek.
Yeah.
Um, but Sam's a big boy.
Yeah.
He could
Yeah.
and he's and to his credit, to Sam's credit, he does not get into that internet
Well,
bullshit.
and that's where you really got to hand it to Sam because look how everybody else reacted,
Right.
right? Jumping on Sam's bandwagon.
Yeah.
Okay. When the reality is, Sam probably doesn't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah,
He's
right.
got 10 million followers or whatever he
Yeah,
has.
yeah, right.
You know what I mean? He just got his pro card. Dude,
Yeah.
there's going to be people that talk shit. There's going to be people that admire him, and there's going to be
Yeah.
fans, and there's going to be other people, and the fact that Sam didn't even respond goes to show you that everybody that's responding they're all trying to jump on Sam's dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
dude, his
100.
opinion,
I
he
actually
didn't
gained
anybody
even
kick
more.
his ass.
I actually gained even more respect for Sam Sulek when he didn't respond because
Right.
I would have responded. I would have totally.
You don't need people to click on the
I know
stuff. They're
that's
not
what it
you anyway.
is. That's
Like
really what it is. I fucking need people to click my shit. I even said when I was talking about, like, I was like, Tim, please come after me. I need the publicity.
dude, hey,
Call me.
at least you own it, dude. God
Yeah,
bless you.
yeah. I was like, come after me. I'll
Yeah.
completely shit on you.
Please, I want to engage in this. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Oh my God.
Right.
So, I started doing something new for the show where I did my first video in the gym. I don't know if you remember, but I
Yeah,
called
we
you up.
talked about it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, those guys never got back to me. So
Perfect.
I just took their idea and ran with it.
Okay.
And they wanted to do an in-gym workout tutorial video kind of thing. And they, I never heard from them after we discussed it, whatever it was, a month ago. And so after that, I was like, well, I'm not going to let that slide. I'm just going to take their idea and run with it. And so I started it Friday, and I had this girl follow me around with the camera and everything, and I was hooked up with the microphone and blah blah blah. And I did a chest workout at Strong and Shapely, and that should be out by this weekend.
Okay.
And I want to do another one next week. I don't know. I'll either do back or legs or something like that. But it was it was pretty good. I mean, I have not put it together yet as far as editing,
All right.
but I think it's going to turn out pretty good. I hope it looks impressive. Put it that way. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, so I was doing all
What are you
the
going for here? You going for like a do it yourself? Hey, look how I train. This is how you could train. Or
yeah.
is it just more
Well,
like a
I
documentary?
was doing more of like explaining why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
you know. So I start off with incline dumbbell, and then I went to plate loaded flat bench, and then I went to the dips with the chains.
Oh, look at
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Like and not bad for. I'll be 49 on Monday, bro.
Really?
Yeah, this Monday I'll be 49.
Good. Happy birthday. Happy
Yeah.
early.
I think Monday I'll be probably drinking while I'm doing the podcast.
I
Yeah, yeah.
get
Uh,
it. I get it. Doesn't get better, dude.
Yeah, really. And then we did some pec deck and so on and so forth. And I was just, I'm not, and I said, look, I'm not gonna be one of these guys that could break down what muscle is part of what. I'm just gonna come in here, do old school hardcore training. This is my chest workout, let you know why I'm doing it, and that's it. And I'm just gonna go balls to the wall.
Right.
And when it comes out, I think it's gonna come out pretty good. I'm looking forward to it.
I think that's better, and I've seen these clips of people talking about everybody thinks they're a fucking scientist nowadays. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my
Like
God.
they you get these guys who are 160 pounds, 180 pounds,
Yeah.
and they're explaining to you why they benefit from doing a movement a certain way. And it doesn't look like they've put fucking 5 pounds of slab on their 5 pounds of meat on their body.
Right.
Like, and they're gonna break down the biodynamics of every exercise they do and why. Dude, just fucking train.
That's it. Listen, if I had knowledge like you or Dave Palumbo, where I could actually do it with confidence and describe it like exactly what you just said, believe me, I would. But
Well,
I'm not.
sometimes when you try to do that and you try to relate to the layman, it just gets lost because
Yeah.
most people don't give a shit. Just tell me what to do and how to do it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And when you start getting a little too in depth, like you lose people because it's a different lingo. And to be honest, a lot of it is really I could talk that way, but it's fucking unnecessary.
Right.
People don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. No. Absolutely right. So that's why I said that. I was like, you're not going to get like this scientific, explanation. I'm just going to go in, hit it hard, tell you what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. This is how I train, and
Good,
that's it.
good. Hopefully it works.
And I hope people. I really do hope people like it because it looked like it worked out pretty good. Because
Yeah.
when I'm in the gym, for the most part, I'm relatively serious working out because not that I take it serious, but for me, training hard is fun. And it's my time away. I know I goof off on the show a lot, and I'll goof off a little bit when working out if I'm bullshitting with somebody. But 9 times out of 10, when I get into the gym, I either have a hat or hood up or a bandana and the hood up, and that's it. It's my time. I don't have to. I'm not worrying about work. I'm not worrying about money. I'm not worrying about anything. It's like my time away. You know.
Therapy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect word for it. Perfect summation of it. And that's basically what you're gonna see. And it was pretty good. And for 49. I was impressed. Like they had the big chains, and I had two of them, and I was
Yeah, I
like,
wish there was weighted dips with the chains, dude. I want to see that.
yeah. I was like, oh wow, I haven't done those in a long time.
Yeah.
And I did them, and I was like, "This is Branch Warren 2.0," and
Oh shit. Yeah. Right. Right.
except
Right.
that he'd had like 10 chains on when he did it, because
Yeah.
he was a fucking monster when he used to do that shit. Um, and so we'll see. Next time we'll do something else. I don't know. We'll do legs or we'll do fucking back or I don't know. We'll see. Shoulders. I don't know.
All right,
Whatever.
good. Good.
And what else was I gonna actually? I was gonna actually bring up. Oh, okay. The Pittsburgh Pro. Um, I don't want to seem like a Debbie Downer, but I think Nick's got his hands full.
It's a good lineup, dude.
Yeah, I think he really has his hands full. These guys don't look like they're fucking around.
We get Derek Martin and Nick, and for the most part,
And good Vito and Mike Crizzo.
I still think Derek, Martin, and Nick will be your top three,
Yeah, yeah,
and maybe in that order.
yeah. Right.
Dude. But to be honest, I like the way Martin looked at this guest posing, dude. Like
Martin looks phenomenal,
dude,
bro.
he could push,
He could push
Derek.
Derek. Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like he could push Derek
and maybe if not in Pittsburgh,
at
maybe
the
for the
Olympics.
Olympics.
I know,
Yeah,
I
a little
know.
more time, a little more refinement, and
Yeah,
he's
because when you put their basic poses, the quarter turn and your front relaxed. I don't.
well,
I
Martin still has that look where it's almost like it's as big as he is, it's still pleasing. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Where Derek looks like, he's on that verge of looking a little,
Yeah, he's
weeble
border.
wobbly. You know what
He's
I mean?
borderline.
Like, remember the weeble wobbles?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I don't mean that as a knock,
No,
because
he's not. He's still one of
a
the best
couple
in the
years
world.
ago, Derek had that real nice taper and he's pushing that, and
Yeah,
that's the look where you go the other way.
and Nick doesn't seem to have that taper. Well, let's face it.
Nick looks good in his traditional Nick poses that we know him for,
Right, right,
but he's still from the front double bicep, front lat spread, and his most muscular abs and thighs. Those four shots is where he
right.
that square look.
Yeah, from the side and from the back, he can hang with
His
anybody.
side and back, dude. He's fucking deadly, man. Like
Yeah,
he's he could beat anybody.
yeah. From the side and from the back, he can hang with anybody.
Yeah,
But it's those front shots that, and
yeah.
I mean, if you saw what Mike Crizzo looks like, or Good Vito looks like, those guys aren't playing either, man. They look
Well, you
fucking
got the
good.
side chest, side tricep, rear double bicep, rear lats, but those four poses, and you have four from the front. You
Yeah,
know, your front double bicep, front lat spread, abs and thighs, and most muscular. So, in 50% of those poses, Nick could beat anybody.
right, 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 right,
You know
right.
what I mean? It's those other four where
It's
it gets
questionable.
questionable.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of Nick, and he is from Jersey, and he's been on the podcast, and his parents are wonderful people.
Yeah,
His mom I know watches the podcast from time to time. She told me when I met her,
yeah.
so that means a lot. But I gotta call a circle a circle. Like I'm not gonna not. I can't pull any punches. I gotta call a circle a circle.
Yeah, no, dude, great guy, great family. I have all the respect, and he trains like a fucking animal, dude.
But
And
he's going to have his hands full. This is
but
these
he,
young
he he's that guy where somebody has to be a little off in those front poses for him to dominate.
right.
But even if they're not, he'll beat him in the other four.
Yeah.
So
They just I really want to see what good Vito looks like in Brazil.
yeah,
Because that will give you an idea
he
of
looks, he, you know,
what he's going to look like in Pittsburgh.
he looks great in the gym and coming up
Right.
to the shows, but on stage, dude, he just against some of the top guys, he just hasn't had great showings.
No, he hasn't. Right, exactly. It looks like he's improved though, and it looks like Crizzo improved too.
Yeah, 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 I agree. I agree.
So like they might have improved enough where there could be a force or they might still be just Instagram bodybuilders. You don't really know. I think Crizzo has won a show before, right? Yeah, he's won a show and he has been at the Olympia.
Yeah, he has, but the lineup wasn't like an Olympia type
Yeah, and Good
lineup.
Vito has never won a show before and hasn't been at the Olympia. But you're talking about really young guys. Let me just pull it up quickly because
But in this one, dude, you got Derek, you got Martin, and you got Nick, guys that have been in the top
yeah,
three, top four in the Olympia, for the past couple of years.
absolutely.
That's fucked and fucking tough to stand next to.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Um, like this is his most muscular. I know it's lighting, but he looks big and impressive and grainy. That looks like an impressive shot there. I don't know who this is to the left, but and then it looks like he's got some decent shape here. Decent. He looks like he's got good
Yeah,
shape
I
here.
think he looks great in these shots. That's my
Right.
point.
We
He
just
looks
gotta
like, oh shit, who would beat him? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
but then you put him up there against those guys, and I don't know if he just loses it a little bit on stage. And I mean, he looks fucking phenomenal there, dude. He looks like,
Yeah. And we'll see how it transitions on stage. It's a big difference from
yeah,
Instagram to on stage, and it's a big difference when you're standing alone versus when you're standing next to the best guys in the world. Big
right,
difference.
right.
You know, um, he looks better than he has in the past. I'm hoping that it translates onto the stage. We'll see. But Mike Crizzo too, man.
It'd be great to see somebody else in that mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like a force, like a fucking, like he could be a dominating force. Like look at that.
yeah. This was what, 2 weeks ago? Yeah, two
He's
weeks ago.
talking about everything. And for some reason it doesn't transition well in the past
Yeah,
when he's with the top guys. But I hope he puts it together. I hope it's something that he could fix and he could make the showing. That'll be as entertaining as we're all hoping it would be.
absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And you know what's funny? I know, I'm gonna be politically incorrect right now, right? But when was the last time you had, let me see, it's Derek, Nick, Martin, Good Vito, and Mike Crizzo. When was the last time you had five white guys that were going to be the top five in a bodybuilding show? I don't remember the last time that happened. It's they're usually from either the Middle East or they're from fucking or they're black. Those usually the best guys with. And then once in a while you get like some corn-fed mule like Jay Cutler in there.
I was thinking Cutler Branch.
Then you had Victor and you had Dexter. But five?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't I remember the last time that happened. Holy shit.
no.
I know you're not supposed to see color. I know all that crap, but unfortunately, I see color. It is what it is.
Fucked up.
Oh, so listen to this.
Yeah.
I got a lot of friends that, not a lot of friends. I don't have, people that pick my brain and want to start working out and so on and so forth. And there's a guy I work with. He's a good dude. He really is. Hard worker, good dude. And he likes to go to the gym. He goes to Planet Fitness, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So he's afraid to gain weight, so he eats like twice a day, right? Just a typical guy. So I said to him, you're gonna have to take in a little bit more protein. You're not taking in enough protein. I'm like, you might want to try an intra BCAA or something like that. And I gave him your BCAA link and
Thank you.
the discount code. I was like, yeah, look, this is a good one, and so on and so forth. Now, this guy, I had to explain to him why. Uh, I had to explain to him why he needs to take branched chain aminos, why he should take a protein shake after he works out, which is fine. But he also smokes a pack a day.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
People still smoke?
I know, really. He also smokes a pack a day, and at the same time, he's questioning the ingredients on the back of your bottle of your branched chain amino acids. He's questioning them because he's like a little bit of afraid to he's really uncomfortable drinking branched chain amino acids. He's like, yeah, but what else is in it? There's potassium and citric acid and so on and so forth. And he's naming the other ingredients. And I had my balls twisted this morning. Like I have not had a good week. We talked on the phone. I've had not had a good week at all. So this was
Yeah.
like 7 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, bro, I don't know.
I get the fuck off, dude. Just like really, motherfucker. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, bro, you're gonna have to do some research. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Just Google it. But what's funny is that he smokes a pack a day of Newport, right? And he's questioning the label on your
Wow.
product. And I'm like, wow, where does that how does that mentality?
Dude, that's as clean as it gets, too.
I
I mean,
know, really.
that's a clean, it's got artificial sweetener, but dude, there's nothing wrong with artificial sweeteners.
I know.
Nothing. It's funny. I was listening to this guy earlier today, and he was talking about that, and he's like, "That's the big kick is people, the health issues with artificial sweeteners." He's like, let's say there's 100 studies. There's 95 of them prove that there's nothing wrong or no health hazards or no risks with artificial sweeteners.
That's
But
right.
the four or five that suggest this, and those are the ones that people run with.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
more than 95% of the studies that suggest, dude, there's nothing wrong with it, right?
Yeah.
They'll just run with that. This is the guy where people die from smoking.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It is the number one killer. I,
People die, and there's health risks and health hazards and long term, you know,
yeah,
like long term effects that could happen
yeah,
from prolonged smoking abuse. But fuck all that.
yeah,
Let, let me look at this citric acid thing. Holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah. Right, 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 right. What's this?
Right.
What's this potassium thing? Holy shit.
Fucking electrolyte.
Yeah, I know. And I just did not have the patience this morning. Normally, I like talking about working out. I like talking about these things, but I had a shit week and it was fucking, I had just started work. It was 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, this fucking guy, man. And he's a nice guy. Like he's a nice dude, but sometimes it's just it blows the mentality of that blows me away. Like you smoke a pack a day of Newport. Every time I see him, he's got a cigarette. When he leaves, the first thing he does is smoke. But he's questioning, I prevail subs, and I'm like, dear God.
Right.
And
There's no Surgeon General warning label on those, you
yeah,
know,
right,
on my
right.
dude. Yeah. But
It just blows me away, dude. It really does. And it's not the first time. The worst is when you start talking about when they start asking you about anabolics and growth. That's the worst because
so, dude, I had an interesting. Tell me what you think of this,
all
because
right,
I'll tell you what I think after.
all
Okay.
right.
Um, and I hope he doesn't watch the podcast because
I hope
if
my
I
friend doesn't watch this podcast either.
because if I tell the story, he's gonna know. All right.
All right.
So there's this guy. He's older than us, right? And he looks great, dude. He's trains at my gym, looks great, And we were talking once. This was months ago, and there was witnesses there. There's the guys I train with that we're talking about. So I said, dude, you look great, dude. And I said, are you on TRT or what are you doing? He said, no, dude, I don't do that. I'm all natural. So as soon as he said that to me, dude, I know you're not fucking natural.
Right.
There's no way in hell you're fucking natural. Not even for a guy his age. Anybody that looked the way he looked, you would question whether they're natural or not, right?
Right.
So anyway, he's running with this story that he's all natural and he doesn't do anything and he eats good and dude, whatever, no problem, and whatever. You don't want to tell me you want to pull the Mike O'Hearn thing, whatever it is.
Right. 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 Right.
So I see him in the gym like a week and a half ago. He's like,
Uh,
hey, dude, when you got a minute, I want to talk to you. I said, okay. So we didn't have a moment alone at that day. Saw him the next day. It was like 2 or 3 days later. I finally am like one on one with him. He calls me aside. He's like, "Hey, dude." He's like, "Listen, can you get me some steroids?"
oh my God. Didn't you say last week? You don't touch that stuff.
Dude, that wasn't even the problem. But the way he said, it's like, dude, it's like if somebody asks you for some coke,
Yeah,
can you get me marijuana? Can you get me cocaine? Like it
right.
just sounded like, what are you fucking setting me up? You know what I mean? Like I had never asked. And dude, I used to deal drugs, so I get it. You
Yeah, 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 yeah. You
know?
did jail time for it.
So, dude, right. So I'd never had anybody ask me, like, dude, can you get me some tests? Can you get me this? Can you get me, like, can you get me steroids?
Oh God,
Just sounded
it's
so off-putting. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It sounds like
So,
it
so
sounds lingo like nobody would use.
I said, yeah. I said, dude, I said, I could hook you up with my doctors and, they could run your blood work and, and you can get a script. I have a TRT place, hormone replacement place that I work with and all my friends work with. And
Right.
they go, no, 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 I don't want my wife to find out. I said, well, what do you mean? Like, what are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for some tren, and some
What?
testosterone. Like tren, dude, you're fucking 60. You want tren?
Why do these guys jump on trend right away? I don't.
No, but hold on. But how can you hide test and tren, but you can't hide a bottle of prescription testosterone from your
Yeah,
doctor?
yeah,
Like, you know
right.
what I mean?
It's a
Like,
prescription from a doctor. Got my blood work monitored by a doctor. Oh,
yeah. So I said, dude, I said, I wouldn't even know who the fuck to ask anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so
well,
out of the game.
well, I I just hate, you know, I don't mind talking about anabolics and so on and so forth. And of course, there's plenty of people that know more about it than I do. You're always learning. I mean, I've learned from you, and I always mention you and Dave and so on and so forth. Um, but sometimes it's just like, dude, take your phone and Google it.
Right.
It's not difficult. This is not difficult stuff. It's just they add, and the worst right away is that when they ask me if I can get Anavar because I know they're afraid. Oh, can you get me Anavar? I was like, first of all, no, I can't. Secondly, why do you want Anavar? Like, girls use it. Oh, because I don't want, because they think it's like the safe one and that they're too afraid. So I'm like, if you're afraid to use it, don't use
Right.
it. What do you think Anavar is? I
Oh,
mean,
it's an oral and it's the least toxic of everything, and
yeah, right, 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 right.
it's not a DHT. There's no conversion,
I
so it's
just
it.
I just hate like I hate a how can I say this? I understand that there are people that go overboard and go crazy, but I hate the opposite as well, where they're so afraid to touch it that they only want, Anavar.
Right.
And another thing that annoys the hell out of me too is when they all want fast acting stuff. When they're not competing, they're fucking regular guys that want to get in shape or girls, and they say, "Oh well, it holds less water." I'm like, your diet sucks anyway. Why do you want? And I tell them, I was like, why do you want to turn yourself into a pincushion? And you're gonna spend twice the amount because you need twice the amount, you
Right.
know. And I was like, the results aren't going to be that much different. But they read online that propionate and trinacetate is or NPP is what you should use because it's going to hold less water. And it's like you eat it, you just ate a cheeseburger. Give me a break. You know what I mean? It's like it's just fucking, and I'm dead ass fucking serious, and it just drives me fucking nuts.
Right.
It's like the mentality of it just blows me away. Like, and it's always because I don't want to hold water, and I'm like, but your diet is shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you take if your diet is shit, you're gonna hold water. And it's just instead, you're better off fucking cleaning up your diet and taking Cypionate. Like it's unbelievable. Uh, Whatever. It is what it is, man.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. What do you got planned for the rest of the week?
Oh, dude, I got 6 pallets. The new Forge Pump V2 is coming in tomorrow.
What's the
I got
difference between that one and the original one?
I added arugula extract, which yields 10%
Arugula.
nitrates. So
Arugula.
it's a product called Nitro Rocket. So it's a trademarked ingredient that we're using. I
Hmm.
added bioperine, which is like a black pepper extract, a trademarked version, which allows better absorption. I reduced the beetroot, but I increased the arugula, so it yields more nitrates,
Uh,
and increased the sodium, potassium, and calcium, magnesium, so you get a higher electrolyte panel. So there's more more hydration, more water retention in the muscles, but the nitrates, it's 10% more. So it kicks, but the fucking flavoring. I have 6 new flavors, all new labels. But the
I
flavor,
started paying attention when you said new flavors.
I hate people like you.
I'm like, really?
Dude, that was it's been my bestseller for like 4 years, this product, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the one argument I always get is I was using like 2 grams of beetroot. And dude, you could taste it,
Of course you can
and
taste it, but it's not
the,
that bad. I mean, I've been using Forge. I got it from you, and
yeah,
it's not that
so
bad.
it's not that bad, right? But
No,
for the market with these TikTok kids, they everything's got to fucking taste great.
yeah, it tastes like an ice pop, right?
So I went down from 2 grams of beetroot down to 500 milligrams. So you still get like the betaine anhydrous, which is the amino acid that comes from beetroot.
Yeah.
Still get some of the beetroot extract, which helps blood flow. But the nitro rocket, so what's good about the beetroot is it yields nitrates.
Uh,
So by cutting back on that and increasing the nitro rocket, it yields more nitrates. So I have more nitrates in this, better flavoring, more electrolytes, more absorption, better pumps, and much better flavors.
See, that made sense to me.
Yeah. See, I
I just,
got that, and I got like fucking 5 or 6 soccer games all weekend. So it's gonna
oh,
be with the
yeah, but
girl.
that's great. Going to the, I don't know. I envy you when it comes to the kids and whatnot. But that's
Yeah.
another thing that annoys the shit out of me. When people say, "Oh, I gotta drink this every day," yeah, fucking just drink it and move on with your life. Like this is not. You don't have to take an hour to fuck. It's
Right.
I don't like the way it tastes. I'm like, I don't. Yeah, I truly believe that the people that go, I don't like the way it tastes, never had a mother that said, take your medicine and go to bed.
Well, dude, if you're taking, supplements, for the flavoring, then you're taking them for the wrong reasons because
I literally down. If I'm taking a pre-workout, I down. If I'm taking the Forge, I down. If I'm taking a whey protein, I down it. This is not like sit,
well,
relax.
I get it. To be honest, I don't give a shit either. But when it comes to aminos or protein, I get it. You want it to taste good because you're drinking that throughout the day. But pre-workouts, my Dream Chaser, my sleep product, dude, you have these ingredients that fucking work really well. And
Yeah.
the new Forge, everybody's gonna love the flavoring. So I won't have any arguments there or complaints. But I was losing customers, to people like, oh, I don't like the taste of beet. I love the product, but I can't stand the beetroot. I get an aftertaste of beetroot. Well, now I'll get those customers back. So it'll sell more, believe it or not, because I'll get those customers. But again, if that's the reason you're taking these products, then dude, you could spend $30. You could save your 40, $50 and
Yeah.
buy some Kool-Aid or buy some Crystal
Yeah.
Light and
I
mix it.
literally I took the pre-workout and I took Forge. The last time yesterday I didn't take it. It was the day before. I didn't want to take a pre-workout yesterday. Uh and it was the day before. And I literally downed the pre-workout and then I downed the Forge. And
Yeah.
like I hate
I mix them together.
I hate procrastinators. I hate
Yeah.
people that take their time drinking something. I hate people that complain when you have to drink something.
Right.
Even the fiberlize. People are like, you gotta take it every day. Yeah, you gotta take it every
Oh,
day.
dude, I got a new fiber product.
Oh, even better.
I
That's
just, I'm waiting for one other flavor to come in. Let me ask you this.
yeah,
So, dude, this fiber product, dude, this is like nothing on the fucking market. Okay.
I'm gonna shit like a fucking silverback.
Dude, it's got 8 different sources of fiber, soluble, insoluble, inulin, probiotics, digestive enzymes, and it's brown. Like when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
look
yeah,
at the powder, it looks like ground earth, and
yeah.
the taste is fucking great,
No,
right?
I gotta try it because
Um,
I use fiberlize every day.
so what you'll love this, dude. It blows. I love Dave, love
It
Species,
is what
but
it
it
is.
blows that away, right?
Yeah.
Um, my question is, I have in the samples that I approved, I have an unflavored that you could just mix with your protein, and I have 2 flavors you could just drink as a standalone, right? The flavored fiber that I have, I use sucralose and Ace K as sweetener, okay? And I have a little stevia in it.
Okay.
But I'm on the fence. Do I just do all stevia or do I still do sucralose with the stevia?
What's cheaper?
Because the stevia is more expensive, but there are people that we just talked about it before. Oh, I don't want it. It's got sucralose. Dude, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
But I think most people don't give a shit anymore, and that's not really my market. But I'm waiting for the samples to come in of all stevia. Stevia doesn't taste as good, um, but people feel more comfortable with it because it's all natural as opposed
Right,
to
right, 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 right. Is it that much of a difference in price where it's gonna?
It's all stevia. I think adds a quarter to it, which in turn will add 50 cents to the end consumer.
Oh, that's fucking nothing. Then that's not that
But
bad.
it's a taste. If it doesn't taste as good, like,
Oh, that yeah, man, it's a tough racket, huh? Shit.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, when I
Yeah,
start a supplement company, I'm gonna go with shit products that taste great, and I'm just gonna promote the hell out of it. I'm gonna be like,
you'll
yo,
probably
this.
make more money than me, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, this fucking shit is great. You're gonna put 20 pounds of muscle on, just fucking take it. It tastes great, and it's fabulous.
Right.
Anyway, dude. All right, listen. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you coming on. Um,
Anytime, bro. Thank you.
and I'll text you tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, we'll catch up.
All right, later, bro.
Be safe. Bye.